Chris, just to see Bones get going the way he did tonight. I mean, how much a difference does that make?
I mean, huge. I mean, just not just obviously the production, which was great, but also just the pop that he played with. I liked his defense too. I thought his defense was really good. It was on point. We got to have those performances on a nightly basis, to be honest with you. So.
What do you think the key is for him in consistency that way?
I mean, staying aggressive. I think pushing the pace, trying to get downhill. I think that's the key. I think he's got an opportunity to race more coverages and get to the paint or get to draw multiple guys. He can finish in there, and he can also find, and that's what we desperately need. So,
what do you think sparked the defensive effort? That seemed to be on. A step above, obviously, what we've seen recently. Desperation,
of course. I think just, the guys just flying around covering for each other, regardless who plays. I mean, last night they built their lead with a lot of those guys, on the floor. So, we had kind of reminded the guys of that. They play fast. They play a little bit more random than when Steph is on the floor. With Steph, you can kind of figure out where they're trying to go a lot of times, but with that group, you just got to keep closing out, keep containing the ball, and I thought that was better for us. So.
And offensively, it was kind of ugly in the first quarter, but it really started to seem to move ball and bodies from there. What do you think kicked that off to kind of get what you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, of course, getting stops helped. Making a simple play, making the extra pass, I thought it was good. When we played fast, we turned it over a lot. We had kind of a bunch of senseless turnovers in transition, but when we play fast, we tend to make quicker decisions. It's been the way we are, and I think that was key. So,
I was about to ask, are the points off in fast break? You have 29 fast break points and 23 turnovers.
Yeah.
If you cut both those in half, would that be better?
That's a good question. I think. I'm not afraid of our half-court offense when we do execute well. I think so. I do think there's times where we can slow down just a touch. I feel like we're trying to play a little too fast sometimes. Particularly when it's not called for, or maybe you have the end of a long defensive possession and you get the rebound. You're trying to break out, but probably better off just come down and execute something. So.
And do you think that? It seems like Julius is a really good passer in transition when he's seeing the play ahead of him over the half-court line, but he almost needs to get a couple of those to remember that.
Yeah. I also think he's a really good passer in our half-court set execution too. So, I think sometimes because there he knows where everyone's going to be when he kind of begins what he's doing, and transitions can be a little bit more random. So.
Ant was a very late scratch tonight.
Yes.
Kind of what went into that decision? Was there any setback when he was warming up or anything like that?
Yeah, and it was news to me, honestly. He had the pain from the foot that's been troubling him. So, yeah.
Is it a thing where maybe back-to-backs he might sit one end of it?
That's not been communicated to me, but again, I haven't talked really to the performance team since the decision was made to sit him tonight. So, I don't know. We have a back-to-back coming up, but we'll see. So.
Chris, Johan played a little bit again tonight, and he consistently shows good feel out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if that was something he showed up with when you guys drafted him, or did he learn that quickly?
I think both. I think he had pretty good feel. It's one thing I noticed about him right away. Kind of in summer league, I thought he always kind of knew where to be, and just kind of his spacing, his timing, and just So yeah, and then I think obviously learning our system, learning the league, and the speed of the game. I think he's actually been a pretty quick learner there too. He has to just dial back the aggressiveness. I mean, it's a good problem. He's super aggressive. We love that. But sometimes, he's just like a dog chasing a car. He's excitable, and sometimes he's got to be a little more disciplined in some of his matchups. But Those are things that you could easily kind of correct rather than having to ramp them up. And those are things I think also that he's gotten better at. It's kind of learning those types of things. So.
And then you mentioned with Bones wanting this more consistently. I think his two biggest scoring games now of the season were this game without Ant and then the Milwaukee game.
Yeah. I just told him he's allowed to play like this when Ant doesn't play. It's like there's no rule says he can't. And I think some of the problem is that he spends a lot of time deferring with certain lineups out there, and he's an aggressive player by nature, and I think that it helps him. So, yeah. This team forgets a lot of things, yeah. So, we'll go through moods, and everything starts in the defensive end. I thought Rudy was dominant tonight. We need that Rudy every single night. That's been key for us this season. There was no breakdowns really in game plan execution. It was good. I mean, across the board, it was really pretty good. I mean, obviously they sat some quality dudes, but I thought we did everything we wanted to do tonight. So.
Jaden seemed a lot more aggressive in the first and second quarter as well. What do you think it is that, some games he isn't as aggressive, some games he really is? Do you have kind of like a feel for why that happens?
Well, just when the ball comes to him more in the flow easily, and it's just I think he trusts it, and I just think it's just opportunities. His opportunities go up, even if they're just touches. Like he knows that this ball's going to come, and be aggressive when it does, but also be able to make the next play if just because you're going to get it again. No, I mean for the most part, he defends every night regardless. So.
Nas was plus 30 tonight.
Yeah.
Has he been even during this losing streak? Has he been, you think, playing as consistently as anybody on the roster?
Oh, yeah, other than last night, which was just complete aberration for him. He's been playing at a really high level for everybody. I mean, of everybody before the streak, during the streak. So.